Okay, so in this video I wanted to talk about the Sony a7c. Okay, let's see, what's today? Is it April? So October, November, December, January, February, March, April. I've had this camera for 7 months. Let me talk about it. Let me tell you a little bit about it. Okay, so a few episodes ago I went to Alaska and I was really fighting myself on what cameras to take for Alaska. I really wanted to take my new camera because I bought this camera specifically for YouTube and for myself, right? This was not for any specific projects or, you know, companies wanting me to do anything with it. This was basically for myself. This was basically like, you're focusing on YouTube and you're doing a video every day, you need a camera that's reliable and small enough to where you can travel with it, because that's your new focus, and moving on and for the future is just traveling. And so I wanted a camera that can do it all but is also very compact and small. So I learned and decided on getting the Sony a7c, and this has been my camera for when I travel. I'm working on getting a new lens that is not the kit lens, but I do like the kit lens because it can extend out. The things you hear in Philly from an apartment. Anyways, yeah, so you can extend it out, which is nice because it gives you more of that compactability. The only thing is that it's a 28-60, so when you're vlogging with it, you really have to hold it out so that you're getting your face in the frame, basically. So I'm working on getting a lens that's a little bit wider. I wanted to take it because I wanted to travel with it. I wanted to use it. I wanted to learn more about the camera, and I put little wind muffs on it because since the setup is so small, I didn't want a big microphone on top of the camera like this. I did not want this. So I was like, you know what? I mean, you know, it's a really good camera. The onboard microphones should be fine, and they were, especially for a windy place like Alaska. So I really think this camera has exceeded my expectations, and what it can do. And when I was on my cruise, everyone, the people in the shop and some people around the boat, they would look at my camera and they're like, oh my god, like, you know, is that a Sony a7R Mark III or whatever? And I'm like, no. Like, they're like thinking, oh, it's the biggest, the best. And I'm like, no, it's not that. It's the Sony a7c. And, you know, they would talk to me about it. They're like, yeah, like, I'm trying to buy like a camera that's good and is small, you know, because I think on the boat they were selling the Sony a7R Mark IV, Mark III, whatever the newest edition is. And this camera is so chunky. Like, it's so big. And because I was looking at it, I was like, this thing is so big. Like, I cannot imagine traveling like this. Like, yeah, I'm sure the specs are great. I'm sure the video quality is great. However, it does not fit your lifestyle. If it does not make you want to pick up the camera and travel with it, you're not going to use it. So I'd rather go with something that is a little bit less and kind of, it just fits what I do, you know? And this camera definitely does that. This camera shoots 4K 30, 8-bit, so you can have a lot of color range if you need to, shoots raw. Literally everything that you need is in this camera. And 1080p, I think it shoots, I don't even know what frame rate, but it does slow motion, so it does S&Q for Sony users. You know, that's a slow motion kind of thing you can get. I love this camera, and the reason why I got it over the Sony a7c Mark II is because A, it was $1,000 cheaper, and I got this camera on sale with the lens for like less. I forget, it was some Amazon deal, but yeah, so it's $1,000 cheaper, and the only thing that you really get more in the Sony a7 II is that it's a 10-bit camera, and it can shoot 4K 60. And I think there's just like a updated autofocus setting, but this autofocus is killer anyways. I think is like a new processor or something, which this thing works fast, quick, and all that I needed to do. So again, getting a camera that fits your needs is something that's super, super great. But literally, like, this camera, it focuses so good, and you can get such an amazing range with it. Not to mention, this can double as a photography camera. So I really don't even need to take a photo camera because I have this. Like, I was so worried. I'm like, you know what, Alaska's gonna be so pretty, like I need a zoom lens. So I took my Canon G7X because this has a zoom lens and, you know, it takes pretty good pictures from far away. But honestly, I didn't even need it because this camera takes such good photos that, like, it's a 2-in-1, which is great because this can be taken out of my camera bag, one less thing I can worry about, and, you know, I don't need a second camera. And I also did bring a GoPro. This is a GoPro Hero 7. Again, it works fine. I just need to change the battery out every once in a while because it likes to die really quickly because GoPro batteries are just, they suck. Back to this wonderful thing. The other thing that I really loved, that when I was traveling, one of the best things is that you can charge this via USB-C. Now, my phone charges USB-C. My GoPro charges USB-C. Everything charges USB-C. These batteries are ginormous. These are big offers, okay? They're heavy. But I brought 3 of them with me, right? I brought 3 batteries. And I used one battery the entire time. I just charged it overnight, charging it by USB-C. And I only needed one battery, which was fantastic because all of my electronics can charge by USB-C. So if I only bring one charger or two USB-C chargers, that's, you know, one for the phone, one for the cameras. Like, it's literally impossible to go without battery. Now, if you're shooting a lot, like a lot, then yes, bring another battery. Like, I always had a spare battery in my backpack. But typically the batteries last long enough, even in cold conditions, like we were in the snow in Alaska, and it performed perfectly fine. So this was the best thing. Now, as I say, I'm gonna get a new lens for it, and it's gonna be a little bit longer, but I have had no issues, and honestly, this is the perfect camera for me. This is a perfect camera for traveling, and honestly, for my videos, I don't need it to shoot 4K 60. I don't even shoot in 4K because I keep all of my footage on like external hard drives, and so like to shoot in 4K and to save it, it takes up way more space than a 1080 HD, whatever. So I just shoot in 1080 anyways. And YouTube, you can barely see the quality difference if you're shooting in 4K versus 1080. It doesn't really matter that much. I highly recommend the Sony a7c. Save $1,000. Don't get the Mark II. Like, yeah, you can focus and the new processor is 10-bit, whatever. But my version of DaVinci Resolve is a free version because, well, I'm a small YouTuber and I'm not going to pay for it. It cannot render or edit footage that was shot in 10-bit. I found this out in camp when I was taking, there was 2 of us, and the other guy had a Sony FX3, and he was shooting in 10-bit, raw, all this stuff. And I couldn't edit it. I couldn't take his footage and put it in my, because it was 10-bit, it was like too big, and the free version doesn't handle that. So I'm like, why am I gonna get a camera that I can't even use the 10-bit function, and I'm paying an extra $1,000 for it? Like, I'm not about to do that. So Sony a7c, quality camera. I mean, you can do literally anything on this, and I think honestly it is going to replace my G7X. You guys know, if you guys have watched my channel, you guys know that I love my Canon G7X. But listen, I think the Sony a7c is beating it out. So that's the equipment that I brought to Alaska to capture it. Honestly, the only thing I really needed was the Sony a7c and a GoPro, like something waterproof, because I took it in the hot tub, and like, you know, the snow, when it was snowing a lot, I didn't want, you know, a lot of the water or whatever to get on my Sony. It's also weatherproof. So even if I didn't have the GoPro, I would still be able to film in the snow. I would still be able to film if it was like lightly raining outside because it's weatherproof. So if you're thinking about getting a camera that you can travel with, get you a Sony a7c. Spend the money, it's worth it. You can capture beautiful videos, photos all around the world. Even if you don't travel, it's beautiful. I'm not sponsored by Sony. I wish I was, so Sony, if you're watching this, hit me up. But other than that, yeah, those are the 3 cameras that I brought with me to Alaska. But that's a little update on my Sony a7c since I've had it, and I highly recommend it. I don't think I see myself replacing it anytime soon with a bigger camera like a Sony a7R or whatever, or like a Lumix or whatever. If it's not small, I don't want it. If it's not lightweight, compactable, and gives me quality, I don't want it. That's my little update with my camera. And also, everything is linked down in the description below, so if you want to wear some of the traveling clothes that I've been wearing, there's a link down in the description below, Fiobach. You get 20% off, you can help this channel, and also you can get some really cool clothes. And I also have a bag, so if you see that backpack over there, that's my traveling backpack. It's by Bag Smart, and I have a code for them as well, so everything's linked down in the description below. And also my Patreon page where you can see all of the Alaska photos I'm posting and all that stuff. Some of them did not make the video, so I'm putting them on my Patreon page, so if you want to go check that out and support, you can do that way. Thank you all so much for watching, and yeah, I appreciate it.